Hey everyone, Fabulous Fish here. I'm currently recovering from some oral surgery, and because of that my mouth is a little sore. So I figured what better way to get my mind off it than to use my mouth and make a video for you guys. So I've noticed a trend with some other YouTube channels of making tier lists recently on this very nice website, Tier Maker. And I thought I should make my own, but in order to make it stand out from the rest, I decided I should do my own tier list on my own Let's Play series. So I've divided up my tiers as near perfect, which is for like my best of the best work. Really fucking good, which is for stuff that's really fucking good, but not necessarily near perfect, has some maybe big problems in it here or there. Pretty nice, which is, you know, good stuff. Then there's decent enough, which is, I wouldn't call it bad, but it's not like exactly good content. Then there's like, alright, I guess, which is for like my just average run-of-the-mill content. Then there's like subpar, which is for stuff that doesn't quite hit the mark. Then sort of bad, pretty terrible, and unredeemably awful, progressively getting worse with each tier. And then over at the bottom, I have a haven't seen / don't remember tier. Now, I remember all my own series pretty well, so I'm not going to be using that tier for anything. However, if you would like to make your own version of a tier list on my content, you may want to use that, because I'm sure not everyone watching has seen every single series I've made in its entirety. So with that out of the way, I'm going to get to work ranking stuff. So what we have up here is Battle for Bikini Bottom first. Battle for Bikini Bottom was one of the earliest series I made, and I have rewatched it. I've rewatched all my old content recently, and I wouldn't call this one terrible, but I don't really feel like it hit the mark too well, so I'm going to put that over in subpar. It's not really a series worth watching in my opinion. Then we have Battle for Volcano Island. That's a series I actually like quite a bit. I thought that one came out really well overall. Again, I wouldn't call it my best though, so I'm just going to put that as a pretty nice. And then here, we're getting to cut series already, so on this tier list, I put down every single series I've made, not just the series I've completed or the series that are currently available. I've actually put up series that I've completely removed from the channel, too. So here we have Bionicle Heroes, which was one of the old projects I made right before my original hiatus, and I'm going to say that one's probably under pretty terrible. That one's just really not good overall. And here is another Bionicle game, because we're on the B section. This is Bionicle Maze of Shadows. That was the game that let me know that Let's Playing an RPG isn't exactly easy. I wouldn't call it unwatchable, it's just kind of boring, so I'm going to put that under sort of bad. Then here we have Bionicle the Game. I would actually call this is one of my best of like my old series. This one holds up really well overall. It's really short, it's only like 2 hours. I'm going to say that's alright, I guess. I mean, I don't think it's like as good as the stuff I do now, but I wouldn't call it a bad series. Then we have Doki Doki Literature Club. That was a series, that was a game I had no intention of playing. I'd heard stuff about it, it sounded really stupid to me, but I had a lot of people, both in real life and online, ask me to play it. I played it, and I hated the game. I thought it was horrible. I thought it was the epitome of just terrible storytelling. It was just so boring and predictable. As for the contrary itself, I thought it was good enough, considering what I had to work with, considering that, like, the game was just so uninteresting to me, so I'm going to put that under decent enough. I don't think it's a bad series, but I think I've surpassed it with a lot of my stuff. Then here we have Dead Space, which that was a recommendation from Psycho Codex, although he actually recommended Dead Space 2, which he has told me he thinks is significantly better than Dead Space 1. I wasn't a huge fan of Dead Space 1, honestly. It was kind of boring. I thought my commentary was funny, but that's like one of the old projects I did with Katie, so I'm also going to put that under like decent enough. I haven't seen that one recently, though, so that might change. And here we have N Eddy Jawbreakers. That was actually one of my attempts at getting out of my hiatus back in like 2014. I'm going to say that's probably just a sort of bad. I actually saw it recently, like a few weeks ago. I don't remember anything about it. So maybe it should be there. Hold on one sec. Yeah, I think that's probably a good placement for it. I thought about it a little. I think, yeah, no, I just want to remember. It wasn't a terrible series, but it wasn't really that entertaining. It was just kind of boring. Then you have Fire Emblem Warriors, which is the series that YouTube did not want me to upload. Katie and I did a live stream out, and there was a major audio problem in that live stream where everything sounded doubled. So then we recorded the first episode, I uploaded that, and for some reason YouTube wouldn't let it display in higher than 360p, so it looked terrible. So then I went through the first episode a third time, and that finally went up. And honestly, by the time we finally got the series up, I think Katie and I were just really sick of that game, so that ended up unfortunately not really working out as well as I wanted. Then you have Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. This is a series that, like, it was really good when I made it, but I think it shows its age a lot. Like, it was one of my earliest series when I came back. It was like the third series I made. Goblet of Fire is a terrible game. It is one of the worst video games ever made, but the game just gave us so much to work. I did that with Brooks and Thomas, and they just gave us so much to work with. So overall, I'd say it's a good series. Like, the only problem with it is just that it feels old. Like, I feel like if I made it now, I could do better, but I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty nice. I probably should think about how I order these specifically within the tiers. So for now, that looks about right to me. I'm going to try to make them ordered within each tier, though, going forwards. LA Noire. LA Noire was a lot of fun. I enjoyed making that a lot. I wouldn't call it my best work. We only made like 2 episodes, but it was... I enjoyed that. I have not seen the series since it went up, but I remember it being pretty nice. I remember Katie's driving was so funny, how bad it was. Light Skin Our Pants. This is one that holds up really well, I think. I have rewatched this like 2 times, I think, since it went up. That was the beginning of 2017, so that was more than 2 years ago now, but that series just... That one's a lot of fun if you haven't seen it. That's just like we all get super into the competition. Then we have my original Luigi's Mansion Let's Play, the NTSC Perfect Score. I would say this is like the best of my original stuff. This and Bionicle the Game, I think this is slightly better overall, because I remember some jokes in Bionicle the Game kind of fell flat. So I think they're both about the same quality, more or less. Then this is the Luigi's Mansion PAL Hidden Mansion run, which that is one of my best Let's Plays. If you haven't seen the Luigi Mansion PAL Hidden Mansion, I know I have 3 Luigi Mansion series, so it might be confusing to know which ones you haven't seen. The one labeled as PAL Hidden Mansion, I think, is the best of those 3. That one came out really good overall. It was really funny. It's the hardest fucking thing I've ever done in a game, but it was totally worth it. It was a lot of fun. And here's the Luigi's Mansion Zero Money run. That one was really funny too. I really like the way the commentary came around that, although the audio quality on that one kind of sucks, and I'm going to say that knocks it down a tier to just pretty nice. Within pretty nice, I'd say it goes there, probably. Yeah, that's about right. Madagascar, I think, is my best full Let's Play. That definitely goes right on the top. That one was so much fun to make. That was a game that I tried to make a Let's Play of so many times, and I first tried to Let's Play that in like 2014, and then I tried again in like 2015, and again in 2016, and then Brooks and I tried in 2017, and then Katie and I tried in 2017, then we tried again in 2018, and then we tried again in 2018, and that was the version that won up. That was a long way coming, but I think it was totally worth the wait in the long run. I think that's just a really good series. Then here we have Manui Online, which was my 3rd Let's Play. I remember going into rewatching this expecting it to be just like unwatchable and just horrible, but honestly, other than like some cheesy bits here and there, I didn't think it was that bad, really. So I'm gonna put that subpar. Now here's the Minecraft series I did. I know that series is rather famous, with like 40,000 views. It does not deserve that. It's just boring. I think that's the best way to put it. It's just kind of boring. We don't really have like anything to talk about or say or do. I guess it goes above that. But I don't know. It just... There's a reason the series ended, and it was because Kate and I didn't like the way it was coming out. Or the fan base it was attracting. Mario Party 8. I think Mario Party 8 goes right up there. I think overall that was a great Let's Play to end off, a great finale piece. I think there's a few points here and there where the commentary kind of falls short, hence why it's not a near perfect series. But just like, as a whole, I think that one was just a lot of fun to work with. I enjoyed making that a lot. I think the end result, I think the editing's really good. I think the audio quality is really good considering we recorded in an echoey basement. And I think, as I have a few parts, particularly the last board, I don't think came out too great because that board was just really boring. But I think other than that, it was like a really good series overall. Definitely check that out if you haven't. Here, this is one I don't think anyone remembers. This is Minecraft PC, and I'm just going to keep it that way. The Java version of Minecraft. Now here's the big one. This is 900 Frights, the most popular series on my channel. First full Let's Play I ever did. Sorry about that. Sitting at over 60,000 views. Yeah, I know a lot of people like this Let's Play, and I don't care. People watch that series and they don't really watch the commentary. They watch the game and they like the game, and so they say they like the Let's Play. But it's like, you could watch any person play that game and have just as much fun. My Let's Play's not that good, and it's kind of insulting to know that like people have seen other stuff on my channel still call this their favorite. That just kind of hurts me. It's like, wow, that just shows how little you actually care about the commentary itself. You just only wanted to see the game, so like, I don't know. That kind of offends me a bit. but I don't think that's a very good Let's Play. I mean, I wouldn't call it, I've even gone back and rewatched it. I don't think it's a horrible series. I have a lot of personal bias against it because I hate the attention it's gotten, but like, I don't know, I think it's better than like sort of bad, but I wouldn't call it alright. It's definitely below my standards. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, done with Emma and Thomas, who later came back on the channel, and then a fourth player, Jason, who has only ever appeared in a cameo in 900 Frights. This series was technically the first thing I ever did. I was young when I did this. I think I was like 14, and Emma was like 11, and like it shows. That is not a watchable series. That one's terrible. Then over here we have Nicktoons Unite, and Nicktoons Unite, it hurts me to say it, but I don't think this Let's Play holds up that well. Because overall I think it's a good Let's Play, but it was also like me returning to Let's Playing, so like I was really awkward, not entirely sure how to carry it, and I wasn't sure how to keep the four of us together on like the same track and stuff. I think the humor in the series is great. I think the editing is where it falls flat. The editing is just really sloppy. The video quality is terrible. The audio quality is terrible. It basically felt like I was starting over again. Overall, I don't think it's a bad series. So I'll put it as decent enough. Because I think it's generally something you can watch and enjoy. I think it's an enjoyable series, but like, I think it's like the weakest of like the main series of my modern era. You know, I don't count these as main series. Those are always like side projects. For those of you who don't know, the difference between a main series and a side project is a main series is a game 100%, whereas a side project is a game that I don't even have a guarantee of finishing the main story of, let alone 100%ing. So I think Nicktoons Unite is the weakest of my modern main series, but I wouldn't say it's a terrible series. It just has a lot of shortcomings. It shows its age, you know. It had a lot of passion into it, but I think it's outdated. Piglet's Big Game is kind of the same boat. Piglet's Big Game, when I made it, I thought it was like an absolute masterpiece. It's funny how well Lights in Our Pants I thought held up overall. But like, I don't know, I rewatched Piglet and I felt like it had a lot of dead air, a lot of parts where it just nothing really was happening. And the audio quality was so bad. And I think the thing that pissed me off the most is that during like the first half of the Let's Play, I had a really nasty cold. We recorded that over like 1 week. I had a really nasty cold and I didn't cut out my coughs or sneezes or anything. I slept those in. I'm like, why did I do that? Why on earth did I do that? Like, it takes 10 seconds to cut out. So I'm gonna say that's not quite as good as Nicktoons Unite, but for what it's worth, I think the second half of Piglet's Big Game, I think the second half of Let's Play is really good. It kind of still has the problems with like some dead air, but I mean, that was Katie and I's first solo project together. So I feel like it can be forgiven for its shortcomings, kind of like Nicktoons Unite. I do feel like it has some really funny moments and it's worth watching through for that, but it's not the kind of series that I'm personally ever going to rewatch, I think, too much. Paper Mario. I don't think a lot of people remember this. I only made 3 episodes of that. That one wasn't that terrible, if I remember correctly. The reason I stopped doing it is just because I didn't think an RPG really fit my commentary style. I'm going to put that, I think... Alright, I rewatched that like a few months ago, just because of curiosity, and I remember it really wasn't that bad. I won't call it like a good series, but like I thought it worked. My original Let's Play of Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. This was when I tried to rewatch this Let's Play like a 1.5 years ago, I actually couldn't get through it. I gave up halfway through, and the reason why is because like I felt like my personality was just so fake in that series. It felt like I was just trying to be like some high energy YouTuber, and it just didn't fit me at all. So I couldn't watch it, knowing what I'm really like. I couldn't watch it. I don't know if it's necessarily that terrible if you have no idea what I'm like, but I don't think my personality was at all authentic in that, so I'm gonna put that as just pretty terrible. That was just not a good series. On the other hand, I think the Sly Cooper remake was a really good series. I'd put that as one of my best ones. That was just... I made that series out of spite of the original series. I made it specifically to show my old self how much further I'd come and how much better my videos could be. And I'm really happy with how that ended off. I think that it blows the old one out of the water so much that like you can't even... I don't understand how I ever thought this was okay, you know? But like, this one, that's really good. So then here we have Scooby Doo and the Cyberchase, which I don't think this one is my best, but I don't think it's bad either. I think it's a good series. I had a lot of fun making it. I think it's overall decent. You know, I think I'm going to move Lightsaber Pants down a tier, but like kind of keep it around like there. I think it's overall good. Might be the best of this one. Because I haven't really been ordering this up here. I think Scooby Doo and the Cyberchase is... I thought it was funny. I thought it was very enjoyable. I thought it was really informative of the game itself. I don't know. It was super rushed when we made it. We sat down and recorded that, and like we finished it 24 hours after I had the idea to make it in the first place. So like, I guess it wasn't as planned as some of my other ones. I don't know. Something about it, I don't feel like it belongs up here, but I can't really think of anything specific that I didn't like about it. I just feel like it doesn't belong in S for some reason. I don't know, that could just be me, but I'm gonna put that there. Then this is the GBA version of Scooby Doo Mystery Mayhem, which... that one was just kind of boring. Again, it's not a terrible series, but like, I made that at a time when I was just going through the motions of Let's Playing. I didn't really want to come back to Let's Playing then. I was only coming back because people were asking me to, so like, I don't feel like that series is really that good, but it's not like it's terrible. It doesn't like offend me as much as these, or it's not just like as unwatchable as these, but like, I don't know. I don't think it's as good as 900 Frights, and that should say something because I really don't like 900 Frights. On the same boat, we have the original Let's Play of Scooby Doo Mystery Mayhem, which that series was the most segmented, like unfinished thing imaginable, where like I would record so sporadically because I was just not invested in it at all, and like that series was never going to end in the state it was in, which is why I made a remake of it, which I think went way better. That was with Sensei Josh. I thought he did an excellent job. I thought I did really well. I have rewatched this too. I don't think it really belongs in the A tier because it was like the first time Josh and I were ever really talking to each other, and I feel like that shows like. The early episodes of Mystery Mayhem were kind of awkward. Like, we get so much better as we get more comfortable with each other, so I think it definitely picks up. But like, as a whole, I just don't think it's my best work. So, I don't know, I think that might go like there. I think that's about where it goes. I think it gets really good once like we get over that initial hump. I think it's like really funny and stuff. But I think like the beginning drags it down just enough that it doesn't quite make it. Oh, then we have Super Mario Bros. 2. Yeah, no, there's a reason that was not public. Then the original Super Mario Galaxy, which this is the same problem as Sly Cooper. This was the Let's Play that like created my hiatus. While making that Let's Play, I was aware of how fake I was being, and I hated it. And I hated every episode I uploaded. I don't know why I kept uploading it. But by the end, I was like re-recording an area 4 or 5 times over because I just kept hating the way it came out. And that game, Solo, that Let's Play, is the reason why my channel went on a hiatus for 2.5 years, which I don't think it necessarily needed to be that long, but I definitely need to take a break. Like, that was just so forced, so fake. Nothing about that Let's Play was genuine. And, like, that made me just disinterested in the entirety of making videos for so long. So, like, I don't know. I think that Let's Play deserves to be forgotten about. Similarly, I redid that, and I think this redo came out really good overall, too. I think it has a few stumbling points here and there, but, like, as a whole, I don't know. It's just, like, I'm, like, really well rehearsed. This Let's Play has been a nightmare behind the scenes to make, so that could also be skewing my perception. Just due to a lot of personal things, this has been, like, I've had to redo areas a lot, and this was supposed to be recorded in, like, the span of a month, and it ended up being recorded in the span of about 5 months. So, you know, just not a good time to be making it because I was in the midst of graduating college and trying to figure out my next steps. But I think despite that, despite all those failed attempts off screen of every mission, I think the final project looks really good, and like you'd never know that it was such a mess to make behind the scenes. Super Mario Odyssey that was when I was on like a phase of trying to play games right when they came out, same time I did Fire Emblem Warriors and Minecraft. I have not rewatched this one. I'm just gonna put it decent enough. I remember it being decent enough, but I keep in mind that could go in. Don't remember because I really don't. Then there's Star Wars Battlefront, which I made with my friend Zach back in 2013. Honestly, I've rewatched this, and this is another one I was expecting pretty bad. I thought it held up really well outside of the audio quality for like an old, considering how I was like 16 when I made it. iffy. I don't know how old I was. I thought we played off each other really well. I thought it worked fine. I was gonna put that right there. I think that's where it belongs. Tigger's Honey Hunt was... that was just not a good fit for me. I feel like I was running out of things to talk about in that constantly, and it just made it, like, so boring. I felt like I was being more annoying than funny in that one, so I'm just gonna put that as pretty terrible. Now we have the Road to Smash Ultimate, which I think that's gonna go right up there. I think the Road to Smash Ultimate is probably the best series I've ever made. For those of you who may not remember it, or who didn't watch it, that was, I realized 100 days before Smash Ultimate came out that there were 96 stages from previous Smash games returning in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Plus, 4 Smash games each had an amount of stages that weren't returning. So if I were to make one video on each stage that was returning, and then one video just going over all the stages that weren't returning in a specific game, that would add up to being 100 videos to upload 100 days as a countdown to when Super Smash Bros. Ultimate came out. I realized that the day, I don't remember if it was the day before or the day that the first episode actually went up. All I know is that series was super last minute, and that was the absolute most stressful thing I've ever had to do. I have never on my channel uploaded series daily. That was not only the first series I uploaded daily, but that was 100 days straight without a break. I had not missed a single day in that time. And it's like, those weren't easy to make either, because like, Smash is a game that's really hard to provide commentary for because of how much focus it requires. Like, especially if you play Smash on like a higher level, it's like there's so much just thought and prediction that goes into it. It's really hard to keep a commentary running through that. And then on top of that, I remember like 2 days before the last Brawl episode went up, I'm like, oh shit, the next episode that's gonna go up is gonna have to be Smash 3DS, and it's like, how the hell am I gonna record a 3DS game? So I had to work through how to set up Citra, the emulator, and record everything smoothly, and it couldn't quite hit 60 frames a second, so I ended up recording at half speed and speeding it up, and then manually editing in the audio that I recorded from the console itself, which means I had to have the same match on the console and the emulator, which means I had to record as a replay first. So, God, the 3DS episodes took like, for every minute on screen that you watch of like a 3DS episode, that was like 7 or 8 minutes of work to make. But I think my work paid off. I think that series is really good. I think that's, even if you're not a fan of Smash, I think like that's just a series to like really show you, if you don't personally like Smash, that's just like a good series to show you why someone else does, like what makes Smash stand out to people. So overall I thought that was really good. Then we have Toy Story 2. And this was made with Psychocotics, and honestly, I wouldn't call this a bad series, but while making the series, I was considering whether or not I still wanted to be doing Let's Plays, and I think that showed. I think my heart wasn't there. So I'm only gonna put that like here-ish. I feel like my heart just wasn't in the game at all while we were making it. On top of that, it was a semi-blind run. I'd only ever played the first half of the game as a kid, and I hardly remembered it. So Psych had to constantly tell me what to do and where to go. And Josh and I did the same thing in Mystery Mayhem, but in Mystery Mayhem, Josh could see where I was, whereas in Toy Story, Psych could not, which meant I had to spend time in every episode explaining to him where I was in a game, like, or in the level every time I got stuck, and I feel like that kind of made some of the commentary a little redundant, unfortunately. And like I said, my heart wasn't there. I was considering quitting Let's Playing while making that. I mean, my end result is I did. Mario Party 8 and Mario Galaxy Remake are the last two I'm doing. But, just overall, my passion wasn't there, and my Let's Plays now are very, like, my Let's Plays, the old ones were very much just the result of boredom. My current ones are usually the result of passion. And my passion wasn't there, and I think it showed. And I think it's a testament to how much I've improved, like, over my old stuff, that even without my passion, I thought it was on par with some of the 2016 content I made. But just, like, as a whole, like, I don't know, I totally could have done that better, and it's not Sykes' fault at all. He did great. It was just that I wasn't there, and I didn't have the same motivation I did with these two, because with these two, I made them knowing they were going to be a grand finale. With this, I made this like with absolutely no idea where my future was going to go. So I think the series suffered because of that, but I don't think it's a bad series. I think it's watchable. Like I said, I think Sykes' parts are really good. I think my parts were good when I wasn't zoning out and thinking about the future and everything, but overall I've done better. Now here we have some interesting ones. This is Wii Sports and Wii Play, and I don't remember these at all. these weren't even meant to be uploaded. These were actually test recordings Katie and I did pre-Nicktoons Unite. So they predated Nicktoons Unite by a few weeks. The audio quality is horrendous in those. I think it's like the worst audio I've ever had in anything. I'm actually gonna put these in Don't Remember because I should probably rewatch those. But like, they're probably fine. There's probably nothing wrong with them. But at the same time, it was the first time I had been recording in front of a microphone in like only about 6 months, because I did Mystery Mayhem 6 months before that. But that was doing the Mystery Mayhem, like the original Let's Play of that. I was kind of uploading that out of obligation, not out of desire. Whereas this is like the first time I was recording out of desire since probably Bionicle the game. Or I guess technically, like Maze of Shadows, where's that? Like Maze of Shadows, I was recording out of desire, and even N Eddy I kind of was. But like these two, I was recording more out of obligation. I felt like I had to make more series rather than that I wanted to. More so Galaxy. I think Sly Cooper I actually did want to when I started. I just wanted to be someone I wasn't then. But like, I don't know. I have no idea how well these hold up. I'll rewatch them one day. But if I were to make a guess, I'd probably put them in the alright, I guess, in that they're probably watchable. But I have no memories of them whatsoever. That was so long ago. And now we have Xenoblade, the longest running series on my channel, 135 episodes and a series runtime of I think 40-ish hours. And if you could believe it, we recorded more than that. We had about 64 hours of footage recorded for that. Xenoblade that was an absolute roller coaster. That was Let's Play where we'd have entire blocks of like a half hour. We're just laughing as hard as we can, at, like just playing off each other and making all these crazy jokes. We had episodes where like we're getting into philosophical discussions about free will's relationship to artificial intelligence and religion. And we have episodes where like Katie's just bawling her eyes out at the game's story, and like I'm just there like, oh, I know what happens next. Oh, what's gonna happen? I think that is probably my second best series overall. The audio in the first episode went corrupt. I don't know why it went corrupt, but the first episode, the sound is terrible. Every episode after that, it sounds so much better. I don't know what happened in the first episode, but like, and I didn't even notice it went like that till like months after I uploaded it. But ignoring that, that's like one major fluke. That's I guess the biggest reason it's not better than Road to Smash Ultimate. But overall, that was a great series. That series ran for 1 year and 2 weeks, and it was long. I know a lot of people probably didn't watch it because it's a game they never heard of, and a lot of people were probably turned off by the length of it, but honest to God, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't know what happens in that game. That is a game everyone should play at some point in their life. It is unbelievably good. And if you don't want to play it, I do have a Let's Play of it, which you can probably watch with a bowl of popcorn, watch it kind of like a TV show, like binge it. I don't know, you probably get through in a couple weeks. But that was a ton of fun. I thought that came out really well. And then last but not least, we have Yoshi's Island, which Yoshi's Island, I think, has some of the best commentary of any main series Let's Play I've done. But the audio quality in this is so horrible. While recording this, my computer had like dying parts in it, so it was having problems with overheating, so we actually recorded in my basement because it was colder down there. And oof, it sounded terrible. It sounded like we recorded in a basement, but like if you can get over that, it's a good series overall. Like, that is a really hard game too. We did a perfect score running Yoshi's Island. Yoshi's Island's not an easy game to perfect score. It's quite challenging. So I'm gonna put that here. Now we have this. I'm just gonna go through and make sure I like the order everything's in. I feel like that probably goes there. I don't know. Keep in mind that within a tier, the order's up for debate, because that's something that my opinion on may very well change within the next 10 minutes, for all I know. I'm more certain about, like, tier by tier, I think is consistent. Like, I think these 3 games are significantly better than these 5, which are significantly better than these 5 in terms of how they came out. Just overall, I'm just trying to mark it to see, like, how good things came out as a whole. Yeah, I think these series up here are my best work. I think these series here are really good overall. Definitely worth the watch. I think these here are fun. They're just currently not my best work, but they're fun for what they are. I think these here are fine, but I could do better. Maybe not for this one. I don't know if I could do better because that game is just so fucking boring. But I think overall these aren't bad series, but they're not really the kind of thing you're going to watch more than once, I don't feel like, except maybe Nicktoons Unite. That one's one that you could debate goes up here at like the very end, but I'm going to put it right there, I think. Then here we get into my older content mostly. This is stuff that if you want to watch stuff from my old content, I think holds up well enough, but I mean, it is my older content. I was younger when I made it. This is stuff where I'm trying to say it's not really worth the time watching. The only reason people like this series is because they like the game and because I'm the first person who shows up when you search it. And I hate this series and what it stands for, but overall, same thing with this. There's no reason to like this series. People just like it because it shows up and because it's the game they wanted to see. Like, this isn't a good series. But, like, overall, yeah, they're not the worst I've made. Effort was put into all of them, I'll say that. They all had, like, real effort put in, but, like, I don't think they're very good. Then, like, right here, yeah, I'd say effort was put into these as well, but it was either, like, my heart wasn't really in it, like these two, well, the game wasn't a good fit like this one, or I was just in a really busy place in my life, wasn't in the best state of mind and stuff, so it just kind of suffered. These are ones that aren't too good, and I don't want to say it's not my fault, because I mean, obviously it is my fault if my heart's not there, but like, I feel like these are all stuff that I could do better now. In fact, for this one I did do better. I had a much better version of up there. And these are all candidates for stuff I'd like to redo in the future, I'd say. Then this here, yeah, these are ones that aren't good. These are ones where I'm super fake, or I just have nothing to say, and I'm annoying, so, like, those are not good series. And these are stuff where I was just young when I made them. There was no reason to watch these, because, like, these are stuff that, like, I'm never putting back up publicly, just because, like, they're so just obnoxious. This one especially, like, I was so young when I made it, it just comes off as noise. It's not really, like, enjoyable. I don't know, like, why anyone would want to watch it, like, myself included, so, like, those are all gone forever. And then these two that I probably should rewatch. But overall, there you have it. That is the ranking of all my Let's Plays, including removed series. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making this. If you would like to make your own tier list of my Let's Plays, there'll be a link to this tier list maker setup, whatever you want to call this, down in the description below. You're free to arrange them however you want. I just recommend that if you haven't seen a series in its entirety, put it down as haven't seen, because like I said, some series may start off kind of weak but get better. Some series may start off with some major problems and get better. So, you know, if you haven't seen it, don't, or if you don't remember it well, don't put it in like one of these, because it doesn't totally belong there. You know, it goes under haven't seen it or whatever. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's not a big deal if you rank them however I don't care. I know someone's going to put this shit at the top. I know someone's probably going to put this at the bottom because they don't like long games with serious plots to them. But like, I'm just curious to know what other people think of my series. This is my own definitive ranking of these. Like I said, they're in order within the tier too, but that order is a lot looser than like just the tiers themselves. So overall, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. And if you make your own, please feel free to post that in the Discord server. I encourage you to do it. If you're not part of the Discord server now, there's always a link to that in the description below. Feel free to share your tier list on Twitter or whatever. I mean, any attention helps me at all. But I definitely like to see it, so make sure you show it to me. That's why I recommend Discord for that. And I look forward to seeing what other people make. I would very much like for people I've worked with, like Katie or Psych or Sensei Josh, to make their own tier. I'd be interested to see how that works. I'm sure Josh would just be trolling, because that's who Josh is. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next episode with probably a more normal series. So I forgot if Mario Galaxy or Mario Party is going up Monday, but whichever one that is, I will see you there.